Suit yourself at the Assembly Square Mall, Somerville, Mystic Mall, Chelsea.
All right, we're back here on the Dance Jam. I'm Bill Costa from KISS 108, and we're kind of breaking with tradition. Normally at this time in the show, I'd have some celebrity on or a recording store doing a live performance on Dance Jam. But what I thought we'd do is kind of get behind the scenes of what really happens with the music in these nightclubs that we all go to, especially right here on the Dance Jam. Now, you may not know it, but we have a new music director here on the Dance Jam. His name is Hosh Gureli, and he's standing here to my right now. Are you kind of settling in already to the show?
Yeah, I feel very comfortable. It's my third week here. Last week, the big week, and I'm getting a feel for the North Shore, and I like it. I do.
Now, Hosh just mentioned the North Shore. Also here with us is Mike Janedy. He is another nightclub disc jockey, only he plays out on the South Shore. No, Mike, normally where do you play out there?
Normally I've been playing down at El Torito's in Braintree, but I've since moved to Checkers in Canton.
Now, it's interesting because I know through personal experience about the competition between radio stations, and we know about the competitions between television stations and TV shows. How about the competition between nightclub disc jockeys? Is it really heated?
Extremely heated. Sometimes more undersaid than said, because when you meet your fellow DJs, I mean, it's very quiet, but then you hear a lot of things behind your back and whatnot. But overall, it's a very competitive field, and I think only the good ones survive. And there's a very small number of cream of crop DJs that really are constantly working around the city. So those are the ones that ultimately survive.
Well, I know it's become a much more sophisticated business, meaning that the jobs are paying a whole lot more money, and there's a lot more to the job. So is that making it tougher, too?
Yeah, it seems like once a DJ has become prominent in the club, he'll get a following, or she'll get a following, depending on who the DJ is. And then the nightclubs will fight for the DJ. And that can get into a really sticky situation. Myself, I don't sign anything. I just work at any club that wants to pay good money and that appreciates me, and that's fine with me.
Well, I know through personal experience that we pursued Hosh Gureli because we knew and we heard that he had a tremendous following. And the same goes for this other guy, Mike Janedy. I've heard through word of mouth that you have a tremendous following out on the South Shore. Tell me this. How about a difference in style between disc jockeys? You working mostly out on the South Shore of Hosh, or someone like him working mostly downtown or on the North Shore? Do you notice a difference?
Well, there's a big difference in music, that's for sure. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring this kind of music down to the South Shore, because down there they're a little bit slower to react to the new music and house music, and Hosh is pretty big on the house music. So I'm trying to bring that down to the South Shore, and it's starting to catch on a little bit.
You know, I keep hearing that Hosh is big with the house music. What is house music?
Well, house music started in Chicago, about 4 or 5 years ago, and catching up now to Boston. Actually, it's really big in downtown Boston. House music is, well, you know, that you can buy in the stores now, sampling machines, drum machines, and everything. Well, the people in Chicago were like doing this at their house during the day, making all these beats and samples with the grooves on the keyboards, and they would take the reel-to-reels, and that night they'd play it in the clubs. So forget about records. They would just play their own music that they made during the day at night. So hence house. They made the music in the house, and it became house music.
But well, let me ask you this, okay? I know that you're both working in different areas. In terms of choosing the music you choose, how do you go about doing it, Mike?
Well, down on South Shore, you have to go more with what the radio is playing. But that's why I'm trying to change it, you know, trying to bring some new music in. You know, coming down to North Shore, listen to the music here, because there is a major difference in the music between Boston and the South Shore.
And how about you? How much of what you choose is based on what we hear on the radio?
In Boston, I'm much more progressive. They dance quite a bit to new music that's not played on the radio. But I do use a lot of music that's on radio, because I think, you know, certain radio stations are getting more progressive now. North Shore, they like a lot of Miami. Downtown, they like a lot of rap, funk, and underground.
All right, I tell you one song they really like right here on Dance Jam. It is Summer Girls by Dino. It's #2 this week on the Dance Jam Countdown, as selected by our own in-house music director, Hosh Gureli. So let's get out and check it out. It's Dino, Summer Girls. Here we go.